Alright guys, it's time to talk about CRO or Crypto.com coin on the channel for the first time since this candle right here. I've marked it off just with this red arrow. Now that red arrow isn't of any significance, it's only to mark where I did that video. Now I did sell a little bit of Crypto.com coin today. I didn't sell all. I still have like 5,000 CRO and I just sold what I had extra. So anyways, I sold here at about 19.36 cents, and maybe I sold a little bit early, but yeah, I am waiting for a pullback here at about 17 cents. Now, I made a short today where originally I had set it at 17.5 cents, but I did lower it a little bit. I do think it's going to come down and retest the top of this little local high here, and then maybe continue later. So, usually on news you see pullbacks, within a day or two of maybe 50-60%, and that's what I'm hoping. But if not, guys, I will take that money and I will gladly put it in some other coins which haven't pumped. Now, before I go a little farther in this video, guys, you can claim a 460 USDT bonus on MEXC if you sign up to claim the rewards. Now, you have to scan this QR code and you have to be a new user. So remember that. You can't already have an account. So if you sign up now, remember, you get this bonus. Now, back when I made the video on August 11th, guys, I noticed that Crypto.com coin had slowly crept up since, July the 8th, all the way to August 11th. So a little bit more than a month. It surged 66%. Now, that's a lot, and really nothing was going on. So I don't know if anybody had some inside information there and they started to buy or what. But anyways, we do have a couple of higher lows here, as you can see, and it is trying to break through the Fibonacci here. Now, I don't know if it's really going to do that today just on this news alone. Now, Ethereum is pumping a little bit at the moment, so it does help it because it is kind of the leader of the altcoins. But look here, you're breaking through 4 weekly resistance, and then this Fibonacci, it's just probably not going to happen. I think if I give this 1 or 2 days, it's probably going to pull back, maybe even retest the top of this local high here, and then continue. Now, jumping over to the volume profile, you can see that basically it's about to clear this candlestick right here. There's a little mini candlestick right here, and then there's a, I don't even know if you can see this on your screen, but there's just a slight candlestick right there. Now, after that, you really can't see anything on the way up, but basically once it clears this Fibonacci, it'll be through this candlestick. So I think about 23 cents or so, plus minus, you clear this little mini candlestick. And then there's a big gap probably until you get to about, 38 cents. And then you have this consolidation here. So actually it doesn't even show any volume over here. That's a little bit interesting because it had, some weeks of consolidation here. So it's a bit interesting that it doesn't even register. Now, here's the thing, looking at the weekly Bollinger Bands here. We do have a slight narrowness or pinch maybe. It's not really even a pinch where we are right now. I don't see any pinch. We have more of a pinch back in the end of October, early November 24, because you can see this came in, this came up. It's more of a pinch right here than what we're getting over here. Now, does that mean that, this is probably where it stops? Maybe it shot up a little bit more over here because it's more of a pinch. If we go back a little bit further, this is it's not even really a pinch. It's just kind of a narrowness here. And yeah, this one actually surged quite a bit too. So I don't know. Maybe it's at the end here. Who knows? We have to wait and see if it continues or not. Now let's take a look at the daily time frame as well and see if we have any narrowness. Not really, actually. We had more of a narrowness back in June, even back here in July. So yeah, it's not due to the daily Bollinger Bands, but maybe the weekly Bollinger Bands, it is pinching a little bit, or it's at least narrow enough back in the end of June, early July, that it's still popping. Now, looking at the monthly time frame on the RSI and stochastic, it is just slightly overheated here on the stochastic, unfortunately. RSI is pointed pretty heavily to the upside, but right in neutral territory. Now, it can go up a little bit more on stochastic, so even though I said it's a mixed signal, it can still go up. Now the weekly, let's take a look here. Overheated on both, but the RSI is still pointed to the upside here pretty heavily. Maybe it can run a little bit more. Again, it's a weekly time frame, so it's slow. Stochastic, the blue line has just crossed the red line, but it's kind of flat here, so I think it's going to make a downward move actually. The daily is just a little bit overheated here on the RSI. Now it can still go up a little bit more, but before it turns around, stochastic is actually pointed pretty heavily to the upside, but in neutral territory. So again, another mixed signal, but 4-hour time frame actually overheated here. RSI looks like it's about to turn back around. The stochastic also looks like it's about to turn around here. The 1-hour time frame, it is actually just flirting with being overheated here on stochastic, and the RSI is actually overheated but a little bit flat right now, but I do expect this will turn around soon. Now the 15-minute time frame here, it's in neutral territory here on the stochastic, but the blue line has just crossed this red line to the downside, so not that great, but again, neutral territory can easily flip back the other way. It's a very fast time frame as well. Now the RSI is just kind of flat here, but still in neutral territory. It is pointed up at the moment, but basically guys, in my opinion, I'm still expecting probably a pullback. I think it's going to fight the Fibonacci here. Let me put this at least on the 4-hour time frame. And now it has sealed a 4-hour candle above the Fibonacci. That is still, in my opinion, a relatively low time frame, but most other influencers will tell you that's the minimum that you really want to look at when you're doing technical analysis. Now, that daily candle, in my opinion, is more important. So let's see in the next 3.5 hours if it seals a daily candle above that. If so, we'll see. Maybe I don't get the pullback that I want, but maybe I go in at 18 or 18.5 or something. We'll see. I'll make that judgment later, or I'll put the money in something else. Now, one more indicator to consider is the MACD here, and basically it's never seen a red period on the monthly time frame. Weekly time frame, it is in this green period. It looked like it was going to maybe start a little reversal here. Usually you see something like this where you have dark green and then you have light green and then you go into a red period. So it just avoided that probably with this nice candle here on the weekly time frame. Now the daily time frame, actually, it probably could have formed maybe 1 or 2 more light red candles before it got this green. But today this green candle has, formed this candle, and it's actually quite a candle too. It's higher than the last time that we had a green period on the daily time frame back in August. So beginning of August, actually. We're still in August. Anyways, in my opinion, momentum is still to the upside with CRO. We'll see where this lands tonight. Now, I think I forgot to mention this in the video, but Trump Media, Crypto.com, and Yorkville are launching a $6.42 billion CRO treasury here that's holding 19% of the supply. So this is why we're seeing this pump. And yeah, I mean, that's quite a lot of CRO. So, you can check out the press release on Crypto.com. You can find out more information, but this is just the very basics of it. Now, jumping over to Bitcoin, guys, like I said yesterday, I didn't expect us to break 109 that easily, and we didn't break it, guys. We actually held it, and we are getting a little bit of a bounce today, but it's nothing special. There is a daily resistance above us at 112.450, but the strongest resistance will be about 114.128. Another thing to note about Bitcoin is that we still have a CME gap that's about $3,000, so this is still a significant gap, and it's to the upside. So if you were a betting person, then you would probably long this at least until you got up to about 116,900 or so, and you close this gap. After that, you probably want to close your long and see what happens next. Jumping over to Ethereum, guys, you can see it actually looks a little bit better than Bitcoin in my opinion. And like I said yesterday, I thought that the 4,300 mark would be strong support. And we can see it actually didn't even get down there. Got pretty close though, maybe within some dollars, maybe even like $10, $20. But it didn't actually hit that support. But again, these lines are never perfect, and no influencer will have perfect lines ever. Anyways, today we have broken through 3 daily resistances here. We are trying to get back above this Fibonacci level. That's not going to be an easy thing to do, but we need to get over about 4640. Now the total market cap, I want to look at this on a weekly time frame just because, we have this support basically. We are under it right now, but this could end up one giant wick here. So we need to see if we close Sunday to Monday night above or below this line here at 3.9 trillion. Now, if we go to the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, again, I'm looking at this on a weekly time frame. And this is looking pretty nice. It's only Tuesday, and we still have a lot of time. We got 5 days and 4 hours, but I do believe we will close above 1.62 trillion by the end of this week. Now, one of my favorite charts here is the dominance chart for Bitcoin, guys. And you can see, looking at this on a weekly time frame, it doesn't actually look that bad. Like I said yesterday, this could be a giant retest of these 2 resistances now. Because we did close the weekly candle from Sunday to Monday below these 2 lines. So it lost the supports, and now it's trying to retest that. And so far, it is failing to get back above that. So this is a really good sign for altcoin holders. Another thing I want to look at on a weekly time frame is the USDT dominance. So again, so far, like I said, it did retest this last week, and it failed. It is just retesting this again. That's my belief. And it's so far under this trend line once again, but it is creeping its way down below the 4.31% mark. Now, the next support for USDT dominance is 3.8%. So we need to see people use their USDT. We need them to put it into crypto. And so we do want to see some red candles to the downside. Altcoin season index here is still a 55, so it's been that, I think, pretty much all day today. Now, if we look at the liquidation heat map here, only 370 million have been wrecked in the last 24 hours. Now, I just looked at this maybe 30 minutes ago, 45 minutes ago, and this came down drastically. It was up still around 700 million, 650, somewhere between there. And yeah, this has come down a lot. Now, if we go to this liquidation heat map like this, there is liquidity building up on the downside here, but there is a little bit more probably to take out on the upside. But, hey, who knows? Maybe it hits the upside, then goes back down, hits this liquidity too. Just have to wait and see what happens. I mean, it's hard to say what Bitcoin does, but it usually follows the liquidity. Now, the fear and greed did go up from yesterday 1 point. I'm a little bit surprised to see that it went up actually yesterday. Now, we do have the next update in about 3.5 hours. Now, the bull market peak indicator still 0 from 30 have been hit. It's still 100% hold here. Pi cycle top indicator still hasn't been, crossed or hit, we can say. And tomorrow on the economic calendar, there's nothing really to look forward to. There's nothing that's really going to affect Bitcoin or crypto in general. Now, Moodix is still showing sentiment risk off here, but that trend is still fading. Today was a little bit negative, but let's see what happens tomorrow. Now, this is interesting. FedWatch Tools is going up for a 1/4 point cut. So maybe that's because Lisa Cook was fired by Trump. Who knows? But yeah, it is looking better for us. Now, the inflation has gone up slightly here. It's at 2.16% according to Trueflation. Crypto bubbles looks pretty good today. Like I said, CRO is up 32%. Let's see if that holds. Now, Coinando is not working again, guys. I don't know what's going on with their website. I'm sorry. I can't do anything about it. But anyways, guys, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends. Like I said, guys, before, use those links down below. It really helps me a lot when you use those links. I get pennies, basically. Unless you're a huge trader, I'm not going to get much. But it really helps me. It helps keep this channel going. It helps keep me motivated. And anyways, guys, I really appreciate it. We have over 1,500 subscribers. And guys, I thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.